Hello again, this is Professor Hartley, and in this video I'm going to go over how to embed PowerPoint presentations and Microsoft Word documents. They're both using exactly the same procedure, and I'll take you through that process. I had actually made an earlier version of this, as you can see, and I ended up discovering more afterwards that I wanted to change. So if I just reload this page, let me get into there. Okay, I wasn't in the browser. Okay, there we go. I got rid of those. I had erased them already. And so I will be adding to the PowerPoint and Word doc section. Let me see, this is in the OU Groove, so this is actually the live blog that we're looking at here. And in Blogger, we'll go into the editing mode. So we're still working with this file, embedding media files into Blogger, get into Edit, and we're in HTML view here. Actually, a lot of what we will do is in HTML. The hypertext markup language, which you would use if you were creating raw web pages. For instance, I've got TextEdit open here, and I pasted some of the old HTML information into this one so that I can refer back to it. But to begin with, let's stick with Compose and come down. Here's our PowerPoint. I'll go in, press return, and update. And let's get back into that. When you update, it automatically goes back to this edit menu. I'm not quite sure why, and there might be a way to change that behavior, but I'll have to look into it. One of the first things you need to do is my files, and you need to have your files stored somewhere online. In my case, these are in my OneDrive. I've got a OneDrive set up specifically for our course. And while most of these you wouldn't have access to, I'm preparing some access to these. So let's begin with the PowerPoint. I've got this one right here. And if I open this, one of the reasons I'm using OneDrive is I believe that all of you have access through OU to this OneDrive yourself, and you can create, not only upload your documents here and create links to them, but provide permissions. So let me open this, and here we go. And what's important is that you're doing all this from PowerPoint Online because this gives you some features that you wouldn't have in just a straight PowerPoint program. Like down here I have Word. I'm not going to be using my actual Word application. I'll be using Word Online just as I'm using PowerPoint Online. Now, it took me a while to figure out exactly where to go to get this little bit of code that we need to make this happen. The tutorials that I had watched on YouTube were a little older, but now what I discovered after exploring is if you go to this section here up at the top menu, tell me what you want to do, click on it. It gives you some of these options here. We don't want to do any of these, but this gives you a search field. Oops, let me click back onto it. And now you can see it's a search field. So type in embed and then choose that because that came up as an option. And here is your code right here. Now in the previous video I made, I noticed that you are pretty much limited to these dimensions here, and this is good. We should start with these, but I will be making some changes as we actually for the PowerPoint I'll probably leave most of this the way it is. But let's go to this one, and you'll notice this says 610 by 481, and now down here in the bit of code in the iframe, we're using iframe here just as we did with the PDF file. It says 610 by 481. If we click on 350 to 286, now that's automatically changed. So let's go ahead and choose this. we will just click in there and it highlights or selects all that. Command C on a Mac, I believe it's Control C on PCs. We'll copy it and we'll leave it open just for now, even though we don't need it open. And come back here and under PowerPoint, I'm going to click into HTML because that's where this needs to go to actually function in the way that we need. So right here, it's already, you can see the cursor there. We'll just paste that in. Now, let's just update and take a look at what we've got because we'll probably make some changes after this. It might not be fitting in the way we'd actually like. And we'll reload the page. All right, and here's the PowerPoint. Now see, the 610 comes out a little too far here. So that isn't, for this particular blog page setup. If you had a much wider space to be working in, this would be just right. But right now, let's go back into here, back into the HTML, and rather than 610px, we're going to put 100%, 100%. And one of the reasons I'm doing it here rather than in the initial one is you'll find, well, for one thing, it doesn't offer options for you to type in different numbers. But let's see what happens if I actually type that into here. With the Word document, I'll show you why I wasn't doing it this way. Oh, and see, it's not even letting me do that. It's not, huh. Okay, it's not letting you change the code. So let's just close out of there for now because we're not going to need that anymore. But let's, I already changed this to 100%. Let's see what happens over here. Well, that didn't change anything. It's still giving us the same dimensions, and I think that's because of the aspect ratio. So let me experiment a little bit. Let's take this down to 470. Just see what happens. Update. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it'll maintain proper aspect ratio and it brought it back within the space that we want here. So I just, you were there as I discovered it. What you want to change in this case is keep the width at 100%, and it's the height that you want to bring down, either make it larger or smaller depending on how it's fitting into the viewing space that you have available. So there it is. We've already got the PowerPoint loaded in through the HTML option in iframe. And remember, see, this is exactly the way the PDF is set up, except that this information was given to you by the PowerPoint online. So let's come down to Word doc, and we'll just keep it in the HTML section right now. Come back to my OneDrive, and let me take a look. This is a draft here, so don't, well, let me see. Yeah, I'll go with this. This is also a draft, so don't hold me to this particular document. This is something I was working through and preparing for the course, but it's a document online. We'll just use this for now. And notice this is Word Online. Again, that's where you want to be. And again, you have the little option here, tell me what you want to do. And again, it doesn't really give us anything we want to do. So we type in Embed once more. Now we've got that option. And here is where I was working before. Again, We can do this. In fact, I'll just copy and paste it and show you what happens. I just copied this selected text. We'll come back here, paste it into the Blogger, reload the page. And there's the Word document. Now, one of the things you'll see is that because of the size, this says 75%. What happens if you, oh, okay. You can go to 100%. Let's see what happens when we do that. Not much. Sorry for that sound. I'm going to have to figure out how to turn off those alerts. But in any case, let's get to back into here. What I want to show you is 100% is what you want in width in just about all of these embeds. But if you try to type 100% into here and then click into here, it goes, see, that went back to 375. So it's not going to allow you to do that. Let's see if it allows me to do it here. No, it doesn't allow you to edit within this. But the good thing is we can just close out of here again because we're done with that. Let's go back into the HTML source, and width 476, let's change that to 100%. This is the feature that I discovered after making the previous video and realized we really need the width at 100% on every one of these items, whether it's the PDF, the PowerPoint, or the Word document. So let's update that. Reload the page. And there, you see it's fitting the same size here. Okay. All right, so there we've got the, just as a quick overview, we have the image, which was a very simple procedure. The video, again, built right into the Blogger features. PDF download, we use this iframe feature for that. You use the iframe feature for PowerPoint and Word, but there's a lot more information you need, and that's where you get from your OneDrive feature when you click on the PDF file. And let it all load again. Tell me what you want to do. I want to embed. And there is the option. Now we've got that information that we can then work with later. So that's it for these particular embedded documents. The next thing I will show you to do in another video is how to embed Google Maps, which can be important, not necessarily for our classes per se, but if you're creating another kind of website or you have an event somewhere and you want people to be able to find either your office or the location of the event, Google Maps allows you to do that. So that's it for this video. See you in the next video.